Okay, mostly I was told that I was taking too much space and that I spoke too much and that I made too much noise.
And can you tell us about who said this, in what context, and how made you feel?
Well, mostly it came from my parents, kind of all my life. And they had this, my mother had this vision that you should never take too much space, never get too much noticed, and don't make too much noise anywhere. And my father was, belief was that kids didn't have to speak until they were adults and didn't have a particular space in the family until they were actually able to have clever conversations. And so, yeah.
Yeah. And how did this make you feel?
It made me feel very small and very unimportant, and also it made me feel very sad and very angry as a result of that.
Yeah.
So.
And when did you realise that your too much was about other people and not you?
I'm still learning that. It's not achieved yet, but I've started learning that only when I started therapy about 5 or 6 years ago, and now I understand that it's not always my own fault, and they have fears and they have their own belief about things, and they're not mine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And if you could take all the things that you've been called too much of, and how are each of those individual things, how are they your power, and what do you love about them?
Well, making too much noise, funnily enough, ever since I started painting, I don't need to anymore. My painting does it for me, which is great, and it takes space and it touches people and it makes them react, and I don't have to do that myself anymore, which is great. And speak too much, I still do some of that, but also I don't have to speak so much. My work does it for me as well, which is great. And I've been called too clumsy, and that has never stopped, unfortunately. I'm still clumsy now. But that's okay. I learned to make it funny in a way and to accept it.
Yeah. And what do you love about yourself?
Funnily enough, it's something I can't express that often, but it's that being too much. When I hear very good music and I start dancing around and taking too much space and having hip-hop moves and just running around and, shaking people around me, that's what I love the most. And I don't do that often because it's not something easy to do, but that's my favorite moment, yeah. That's when I'm really too much and I love it.
Yeah. And how has your too much helped you? How have your powers helped you, and how have they helped other people?
That's a good question. I found, funny enough, that by accepting my too much, I helped my mother accepting her own space, because she didn't want to take too much space, and I've decided to take a lot of space, and I have accepted that I'm taking space, and somehow it makes her realize that she can take a little bit more space too. So yeah, I guess he helped. And I'm hoping to help my daughter take as much space as she needs.
That's lovely. And if someone came up to you and they were, say, 13 or 10 or quite young, and they'd been called, too loud, too passionate, it's too much, all the things that you've been called too much of, what would you say to them? What would your advice be?
Depend on the age, but first of all, that is very subjective. That you can be too loud in certain family and not loud enough in others. So just keep looking for your own family, my friend.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. And if you could change the world tomorrow, what would you change and why?
I would like to see more femininity. I would like to see more suppleness and kindness and understanding, and less strength and power and judgment. I'd like that. A softer world.
Yeah. And why would you like that?
Sorry?
And why would you like that?
Why would I like that? Because I find that everywhere we look at, we need to perform. And this notion of performance is irrelevant to a very intimate core. And what we need is to be just and to find the right note, either in any field we are, and to find what we love in life and to do it well. and try to live happily with the people around us. And it's not about performance, so it shouldn't be. So yeah, that's why I would like that. I'm a bit of an idealist. You say that?
Yeah.
Ideologist? I don't know how you say in English.
Idealist, yeah, exactly. And is there anything else that you would like to share at all?
I think we are very lucky to be women now, because not everywhere, of course, and far from everywhere, but in Europe, in big cities like Paris or especially London, where I spent many years, you can be whatever you want, and you don't have so much judgment toward women in general. But of course, you know, you still have judgment, so that's just a comparison to years before or other places.
Yeah.
So yeah. There's still work to be done.
Yeah, but no, it's interesting, like, since obviously because Too Much of a Person's on tour, it's interesting to hear the stories of different places, and we were in Switzerland yesterday, and they were like, well, we don't get harassment really here at all. In Paris just before, it was like, there's so much harassment, like, and it's interesting to hear how location-wise it has changed.
How things change. And I was talking to you early on about how being an artist in England, if you are a woman, young, old, doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
I mean, in London, England and London is not quite the same thing. But here in south of France, if you're a woman and you're over 40, you can be looked at by older men artists as someone who won't get through. And I found that ridiculous. If you do great work, you will get through.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. Anything else you'd like to share?
No, keep going. Be strong. Come on, woman.